We are moving into a new and exciting period of time in European history. From 1350 to 1600 is the time known as the Renaissance. So we're going to have 2 ASLRs for the Renaissance. And so let's just think about what's happened in Europe prior to this. We've had the Crusades, we've had the 100 Years' War, Black Death. These were tough times in Europe. So now, after we've had all of these wars and conflicts, the armies in countries like England and France, Spain and Italy, they've built their armies up so that the countries are well protected. And now the people have time to think and study and read and create and invent. So, what were they studying and reading? Things from ancient times, things from ancient Rome and ancient Greece. So that's why the Renaissance is called Rebirth. We've got the R's. Renaissance, rebirth was really like a comeback for these ancient ideas from ancient Rome and Greece. So they were studying those things, but it was also a time of new learning and new inventions and new exploration. We have people like Henry the Navigator in Spain and Columbus, and those were Renaissance men. They're exploring beyond their lands. We have people like Martin Luther, who's telling people, let's not just believe everything the church is telling us is true. Let's look to God's the true word of God, his holy scriptures, to find the truth. And so he was thinking like a Renaissance man. So this was a time of learning for the arts and the sciences. So for our motions, we're going to have ASLRs during the Renaissance period from 1350 to 1600. Leonardo da Vinci was a famous inventor. So we're going to make something with our hands. Shakespeare was a famous playwright. S for Shakespeare was a famous playwright. So we can see some theater. So maybe take a bow. Or you can do a funny theater face like, so it's a famous playwright. Michelangelo was a famous artist. So we're going to do an M for Michelangelo, and then he's going to paint. He's an amazing, amazing Italian artist. And then Copernicus was a famous scientist. And we're going to look through our telescope for Copernicus because he actually discovered that the sun, he was observing space as a scientist, making observations, observed that the sun is actually the center of the universe, not the earth, which is what the church had been teaching. So, those are our motions. Let's go through the song together.
Michelangelo was a famous artist, and Copernicus was a famous scientist. During the Renaissance period, from 1350 to 1600, Leonardo da Vinci was a famous inventor. Shakespeare was a famous playwright. Michelangelo was a famous artist, and Copernicus was a famous scientist. During the Renaissance period, from 1350 to 1600.
Gimme some possessive pronouns. Mine, yours, his, hers, ours, yours, theirs. Gimme some possessive pronouns. Mine, yours, his, hers, ours, yours, theirs. I'm gonna make 'em mine. Possessive pronouns are fine. Mine, yours, his, hers, ours, yours, theirs. Gimme some possessive pronouns. Gimme some possessive pronouns. I'm gonna make 'em mine. Possessive pronouns are fine. Mine, yours, his, hers, ours, yours, theirs.
Bow, bis, bit, bimus, bitis, bunt. Bow, bis, bit, bimus, bitis, bunt. Bow, bis, bit, bimus, bitis, bunt. First conjugation, future tense, future tense. How do animals react to environmental change? They adapt. They migrate. They hibernate. How do animals react to environmental change? They adapt. They migrate. They hibernate.
11 times 1 is 11. 11 times 2 is 22. 11 times 3 is 33. 11 times 4 is 44. 11 times 5 is 55. 11 times 6 is 66. 11 times 7 is 77. 11 times 8 is 88. 11 times 9 is 99. 11 times 10 is 110. 11 times 11 is 121. 11 times 12 is 132. 11 times 13 is 143. 11 times 14 is 154. 11 times 15 is 165.
11, 22, 33 and 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99, 110, 121, 132, 143, 154, 165.
12 times 1 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. 12 times 3 is 36. 12 times 4 is 48. 12 times 5 is 60. 12 times 6 is 72. 12 times 7 is 84. 12 times 8 is 96. 12 times 9 is 108. 12 times 10 is 120. 12 times 11 is not 121. 12 times 11 is 132. 12 times 12 is 144. 12 times 13 is 156. 12 times 14 is 168. 12 times 15 is 180.
12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96, 108, 120, 132, 144, 156, 168, 180.
This week we are learning our European mountains. So first we need to locate Spain on our map. So let's go back to the week that we learned our European countries. We started with Ireland. Ireland, England, France, and Spain. Portugal, round again. So we know this is Spain. And two countries that touch Spain are Portugal and France. Now, surrounding Spain, you have water, and then you have this strip of land that connects Spain to France. And across this separation from Spain and France is a rugged mountain range known as the Pyrenees. So, if the Spanish people needed to travel or they had goods that they needed to transport, it would be very difficult for them to transport goods or to travel through this rugged mountain range in order to get to France. So instead, they would put everything on a boat and sail to France, or sail this way, or sail through the Mediterranean, or sail through the Atlantic. So historically, the Spanish are very good sailors. We have a lot of explorers that come out of Spain. Can you think of any who are Spanish explorers or Spanish navigators? So, after we look at our Pyrenees, we're going to take our hot air balloon, we're going to float across the Atlantic Ocean into Spain and over the rugged Pyrenees Mountains, and we're going to float all the way to this eastern edge of France, where you see another mountain range begin, and this mountain range is known as the Alps. The Alps are in sort of this crescent shape here, and they are the largest mountain range in Europe. They span across 8 countries, and countries that have the Alps going through them are known as alpine countries. And you'll notice that there is a black triangle right here right in the Alps. This is a special mountain that we'd like you to know, and it is called the Matterhorn. The Matterhorn is right where France, Italy, and Switzerland meet. So it's actually located in Switzerland, and it's a very recognizable mountain because of its pyramid shape. That means it has flat sides, so each side is flat on the Matterhorn. So it's very recognizable, and many mountain climbers have this mountain on their bucket list that they'd like to climb. And right at the base of the Matterhorn is the largest igloo in the entire world. So you can rent igloos out just like you would a hotel room and stay at the base of the Matterhorn. So we're going to get in our hot air balloon and we're going to float back over Spain, peer over the Pyrenees into France, float along, and let's go over the Alps, over the Matterhorn, and we're going to go all the way across the top of Italy, over top of the Adriatic Sea, and then another mountain range is going to begin. And on this mountain range, we're going to go down and swirl into Romania. This mountain range here is called the Carpathians, the Carpathian mountain range. It's kind of a hook or a swirl. And this is known as the wildest area in Romania. So most of the mountains are in Romania. And in this mountain range, you will find the highest concentration, that means the largest habitat for European brown bears, wolves, and lynx. So this is known as a wild part of Romania and a wild part of Europe. And you'll also see that it's in Romania, and it's also in this country right here called Ukraine. And you may have heard some news about Ukraine. There's a conflict between Ukraine and Russia that's happening right now. There's a war going on. So after we have gone through the Carpathian Mountains and swirled around, you'll notice that the Carpathians are also right on this sea, the Black Sea. So let's swirl on through the Carpathians, and we're going to sail across the Black Sea until we reach another mountain range. And this mountain range is called the Caucasus Mountain Range. And it almost looks like if the Black Sea kicked a ball and the ball went shoo, splash into the Caspian Sea. The the Caucasus Mountains here are important because they are a boundary line between Europe and Asia. So, you know how we talked about the Pyrenees Mountains and how they formed a barrier or a separation between Spain and the rest of Europe? Well, this mountain range also forms a separation between Asia and Europe. And that, remember, the Caucasus goes between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. And last but not least, we're going to go floating up north to this big mountain range that stretches all the way up here. These are known as the Ural Mountains. And these mountains are important because they divide Russia right in half. So this is Russia, and this is Russia over here. But this is Europe, and this is Asia. So the country of Russia spans across 2 continents. So we have Europe over here in this direction to the west of the Ural Mountains, and to the east of the Ural Mountains we have Asia. So they are an important boundary line separating Europe and Asia, and they go straight up and down through Russia. So let's sail through all of them again. We're going to sail through Spain up into the Pyrenees Mountains, peer across France, over to the Alps, our crescent shape, largest mountain range in Europe. And don't forget, we've floated over the pyramid-shaped Matterhorn. Then let's swirl on through the Carpathians, across the Black Sea to the Caucasus Mountains separating Europe and Asia, splash into the Caspian Sea, and let's float up north up the Ural mountain range, which separates Europe and Asia and goes all the way through Russia. Starts with Indians, Mauryan Empire. So we'll say India's Mauryan Empire and make some roads or highways that they're known for. Then we have Mayans of Mesoamerica, and we're going to make our hands look like the steps that go up to the top of the Mayan pyramids. Then we have the Punic Wars. Rome conquers Greece. So an ASLR conquers, and a G, Greece. Roman dictator Julius Caesar. So we're going to be a good soldier to Roman dictator Julius Caesar. And then we have Caesar Augustus and the Pax Romana. So we'll do a C that goes from our shoulder to our hip, like a king's sash. Caesar Augustus and the Pax Romana. So this is kind of like calm, still waters, because the Pax Romana was a time of Roman peace. And then John the Baptist, J for John. And then just take your hands in fists like this, and we're gonna, like we're baptizing someone.
India's Mauryan Empire, Mayans of Mesoamerica, Punic Wars, Rome conquers Greece. Roman dictator Julius Caesar, Caesar Augustus and the Pax Romana, John the Baptist.